Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I just got back from a family lunch. It was very long, but here we are. I had a good time though. It was good to eat with family and stuff like that. Today's Christmas Eve right now. When you see this, it'll probably be past Christmas, but right now filming it as Christmas Eve, and I was gonna make a very special, is it a special Christmas episode? I don't know, it's gonna be the same as my last video. But I figured I would try a brand new recipe today, and I'm making soda bread because my mom won't shut up about how much she wants me to make soda bread. So we're making soda bread tonight. Looking at the recipe first glance, it seems pretty easy. I think it'll go okay. Hopefully it goes okay. Try new things every day, you know. Also, before we start, I would love to introduce you guys to my cat who really hates me right now because he does not like this at all. But this is Kobe, and he is my best friend in the whole world, and I love him so much, and you guys should love him just as much as I do because he is the best little cat. I'm not choking him, don't worry. Oh my god. Patience, my dude. Okay, I'll put you down now. Full disclosure, he's fine. I treat him nicely. See, he's enjoying himself now. Look, I don't abuse my cat. He's a lovely little man, and I love him so much. And I care for him. I just annoy him sometimes. Hey, y'all are probably tired of me flexing my cat, so I'll just jump into the video. Okay, let's get started. And we are back in my kitchen, and I am rocking my City Harvest apron, and I should stop dancing and just get into the ingredients right now. We're gonna need a really heavy bag of all-purpose flour, baking soda, that's why it's called soda bread, very important, baking soda, salt, a little bit of butter, make sure that it is chilled, some buttermilk, I'll do my little dancey dance, and raisins of your choice. I decided to go for golden raisins, but you can use regular ones as well. I started by preheating my oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. And once I preheated my oven, I got my flour ready. I scooped it and then I leveled it off with my knife. And I put it in the sifter because we're gonna sift it and make it look like fluffy clouds of happiness. But don't eat the snow. Don't eat it because it looks delicious, but you should not eat raw flour. Please do not eat the raw flour. All right, we're at our last scoop. I was really tempted to eat the raw flour, but I did not, so there's that. And now we are going to add our salt. You could use more than a teaspoon. I only used a teaspoon. But you could use a little more if you wish. It's up to you, ultimately. And then our baking soda we are going to add. The baking soda is our rising agent for the bread instead of yeast. And that is why it is called soda bread, not because it has Coca-cola. I needed to clear that up in the title, but yeah. And now we are going to sift it all together. And while I do that, I guess I will tell you a little bit more about my life. You guys met my cat at the beginning of the video. He's very sweet. I also have a little puppy named Freddie. She's kind of wild, but I love her. She eats cat poop sometimes, which is not good, but whatever, I guess. I am very bored. I woke up at 11:30 because I went to sleep really late, and my sleep schedule is forever fucked. But I guess that's something I'll just deal with when school starts. Oh well. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our butter out of the fridge, and you will see on the back that it has an indicator of how many tablespoons we need, so I'm gonna cut it about where my finger is, which is like 1 3/4 tablespoon. I'm gonna cut it, And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the butter that I just chopped off into cubes, like so. And I'm gonna do it with my butter knife, because what other use does a butter knife have besides butter? Absolutely no other uses. That's right. Confetti. All right, and now once we chop our butter, we're going to add it to our flour mixture, and now we get to touch it. No eating yet, but we get to touch the fun snow. So what you're going to do is we're going to coat the butter with the flour like so it doesn't melt. And then what we're doing is you're going to grab the butter with the tops of your fingertips and smush it into the flour, kind of like I'm demonstrating here. You don't want to use your palms because the butter will melt and the soda bread will taste really bad if it's melted butter. I don't actually know that, but I'm just making assumptions here. You just want to smush it with your fingertips. It kind of reminds me of how I make my scones, which stay tuned for that, because I would love to film myself making scones for you one day, because I make them all the time. But yeah, just press it with your fingertips until the flour mixture looks a bit like sand. And the next clip is going to show you exactly what that looks like. Alright, I really hope you enjoyed that ASMR, but let's add the raisins now, shall we? Once you get it open, which definitely took way longer than it needed to off camera anyways, you're gonna measure out your raisins. I did 2/3 of a cup of golden raisins. You are going to add that directly to your flour mixture, your flour and butter mixture. And then you are just gonna toss it around with your hands until it's like pretty evenly combined. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna make like a little well in the center, like I'm demonstrating. Here's a better angle. You're gonna make like a little hole in the center, like by pushing the sides up until it's a nice big hole. And then you are going to measure out your buttermilk. Shake it first, because buttermilk already smells bad. You don't want it to smell bad and be chunky. That's some nasty, nasty, nasty shit. So shake it and then pour it into your measuring cup. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna measure it, and you're gonna add it to the little hole we just made in the center of the flour. You're gonna add the buttermilk to that while closing the buttermilk bottle, multitasking. And then what you're gonna do is you are going to push the sides of the well into the buttermilk with your knife, and you're just gonna like combine it until it forms kind of a scraggly looking dough. Once you feel like the mixture is dry enough to work with your hands instead of the knife, you can just put your hands right in there and mix it together with your hands. Like so. Just like a quick little warning though, if you're gonna work it with your hands, flour them beforehand, because the dough will stick to your fingers and not come off unless you wash your hands. So look at all my Frankenstein fingies. It's not a great feeling, trust me. Just flour your hands before. And once your dough is completely combined, what you are going to do is you are going to sprinkle some flour onto your counter or whatever workspace you have, and you're also going to dust your hands. Don't make my previous mistake. I dusted my hands afterwards and it stuck much less, so please do that. And you're just gonna turn out your dough onto your work surface, like so. What a nice little dough boy over here. And you are just gonna knead it like 3 or 4 times, and that's it. You're gonna do kneading motions 3 times, and you are going to stop because you do not want to knead this dough too much. Don't really know the technicalities behind it, but just don't. So once you're done, put it on your cooking sheet and spank the shit out of it until it's an inch thick. Hold up, let me get my drum set. Shout out to my mom for helping me measure the dough thickness. Alright, and once it's an inch thick, you are going to get a butter knife and cut an X into the top of the dough. You want this to be like kind of a deep cut, but not too deep. And then once you are done, you are going to sprinkle some flour on top, like Salt Bae sprinkles his salt, because you are Salt Bae. And it should look like that, and it's ready to go in the oven for like 35 minutes or a half an hour. And it's done already. That was so fast. I'm such a fast baker. Yeah, so as you just heard, my bread sounded hollow, and it is ready to be consumed by my entire family. Yes, let's go, do a little dancey dance. And here it is, this wonderful soda bread, and like I predicted, it was super easy. It looks so good. I've like tried, I kind of cheated a little bit and tried it already, just because my mom wanted to try it with me, but I only like bit off the corner, so like I don't really know the full experience, I guess. I was like, good, but I'm gonna save the good parts for my YouTube video, so I'm gonna try the middle of the end. That is good. It tastes good. Yummy. It tastes like soda bread. It's a classic. I'm gonna have it for breakfast tomorrow, because it is delicious. No complaints. Except maybe the burnt raisins, but that's not my fault. Raisins should have not been burnt. Like, they need to not do that. Like, not my fault. That's their problem. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you have any recommendations, please leave them in the comments below. Like, subscribe, do whatever you want. And I will see you next week. Hell yeah.